Well, for more now, I'm joined by Chris Hall. He's an extreme storm chaser and multimedia journalist who helped to set up Starlink connections in North Carolina. Thank you so much for joining us. Can you tell us what's the situation where you are now?
Yeah, you still have places around here that have absolutely zero communication. Even our police officers, our fire departments, even just the public itself have no service, so they still can't contact their families or anything like that. So we're here on the ground. We're just trying to provide the Starlinks the best that we can, just so some families can reconnect with each other the best that their abilities can do.
And so based on what you've seen there on the ground, what have been the most challenging parts of the relief efforts? Of course, communications being troubled notwithstanding.
Yeah, so most of the roads, as you know, are just completely gone. I-40, one of the biggest roads here in North Carolina, completely demolished. It's no longer there, completely washed away into the river. And you have a lot of these smaller roads that run along creek beds that have just been completely washed away. And, you just try to get to places the best that you can, but you can only go so far by vehicle. So.
And with that being said, how are local and federal authorities coordinating with relief agencies and others who are on the ground, trying their best to assist in the effort?
Yeah, so local officials here have been nothing but helpful to us, getting us into areas that need it most. We had really nice state troopers that helped us out the past week. Can't thank them enough for helping us get into some very hard-hit areas. None of that would have been possible without them. And, I've seen a couple of federal agencies here, but I've seen more of a local response than a federal response.
So at this point, what is the most needed right now? I'm sure it's still hard to get supplies in and out of various places. We know that drinking water has been hard to come by. What's critical at this point, as well as in the coming few days?
Yeah, right now there's still well over 100,000 or plus here in North Carolina without power. It's supposed to get cold next week, so we're going to have to transition over to getting blankets, getting thermals, getting the stuff to keep warm when it does get cold. But water is another big thing here. Gallon water, more than bottled water. That way you can at least flush the toilet. That way you can sort of run it over yourself, sort of wipe yourself off, sort of like a makeshift shower. So that is the main things that we're needing now. But like I said, as we get into that colder period, we're going to have to transition to that.
So as you're painting the picture for us, and we know we've seen over the last few days that this has been an absolutely devastating aftermath. And with the death toll rising, now at least 225, Helene is the second deadliest storm in U.S. history. And now we're expecting Milton, a tropical storm, which is expected to turn into a hurricane and make landfall in Florida next week, so soon after Helene. How concerning is this, given the devastation we've been seeing?
It's very concerning, and you know that all of our help is running thin. Everybody is in North Carolina, and now you're going to have what is now predicted to be major hurricane hit near a very populated area, the Tampa, Florida area. That's a very huge concern, considering all of the assistance is up here right now. So.
Well, Chris, thank you so much for what you're doing on the ground and for taking the time to join us. Much appreciated.
Thank you.